Hello grade 11, welcome back. We're going to use the same program, add a new button here. This button is going to add marks from a text file called new marks. We're going to add them to the existing marks. All of those marks are going to be added to that existing marks in the array called ARR marks. Now remember, we filled up ARR marks in the onActivate event using a random number. Let me find it, there it is, a random range from 0 to 100. And now we're going to add marks from the text file to those marks in that array called AR marks in the button click event called add new marks. Right, so we need to test if the file exists. That always has to be done. New marks.txt. Very important, we always have to do that. And then we exit after the message. And now we can safely assign a text file variable to that text file. And it's always a good idea to have a string when we read from the text file. So we'll have a assign file statement here. Copy and paste that. Always use copy and paste to save time. And then we're going to reset the text file to read from it. And while not end of file, while file. Actually, no, we're not going to do a while loop this time. Why? Because there are exactly 15 marks in the text file. So we don't need a while loop, we can just say for. We can use a for loop. If we know exactly how many lines there are on the text file, we don't need a while loop. For k equals 1, 2, 15, because there are 15 marks in the array and there's 15 marks in this text file. Special circumstance. You're going to use a for loop in a special circumstance like this one. So you read a line from my file into S1 line. We know that we have to convert that S1 line to an integer before we go and put it in, add it to the mark that exists in the text in the array. So I'm just going to do this AR marks square brackets k, which will correspond with each. You see, each mark in this text file, that's for AR marks box number 1. That's AR marks box number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all the way to 15. Okay, there's number 15. Right, so A marks box number k equals the previous A marks box number k. These are integers, that's why we're adding them together. The previous one plus string to int S1 line. Simple as that. And there it is. Now to check, we will display the names and the marks. Remember that the two arrays are still they're still in they're still parallel to each other, the names and the marks. So I'm just going to copy this code here to display. Put it over there. And everything's fine. So let's run the program. Got to click all the other buttons, remember, just in case, you know. Why not click that one also? But we have to do those two. And then we click add new marks. No file found. Okay, let's go and see what's the name of my text file. New marks.txt. Right. Now my new marks.txt, I have to make sure that you have the text file in the right folder. So I'm going to make sure that happens. Yep, it's there in both the folders. File exists, new marks.txt, no file found, exit. Right, interesting. Let's just save all here. Still no file found. Right, so then you go and see if your text file, if your file has been saved in the right. I'm working from the wrong program, that's why. Okay, so you have to make sure your data files, the files where you're working from, definitely have the right text file in it. Okay, so done that. Okay, there it is. Now you see those marks have been added, but we know that they are percentages, so now they're over percentage, so we're going to have to fix that tag. We don't want a number over 100. So what we have to do is add the marks and calculate the average at the same time of the new mark, the two together. Well, we do the following. We know that what's in array marks k is going to be out of 100, and we're adding another mark out of 100. So what do we do then? The following. It's divided by 100 times by 100. So it's basically divided by 2, isn't it? We just divide it by 2, and then we'll get a new oops, sorry, I forgot to put the divided by, I put the divided by 2 in the wrong place. It goes over there. There we go. Deal doesn't like it. String to int s1 line. Right, so this must go there, and that bracket goes away. See how tricky brackets are? You need to make sure your brackets are in the right place. So we're saying arrow marks k equals this whole thing here, and then the divided by 2. And Delphi gives us nice highlighted brackets to show where the matching brackets are. So let's see if that's correct. Yep. You know why that's not correct? Because we have to round. Because arrow marks consists of real numbers only. Sorry, not real numbers, integers only. And when you divide, you're always going to have a real number. So obviously, and that was something, I'm glad I made that mistake, so now you won't forget. Hey, this is an array of integers. Arrow marks is an array of integers, and therefore we have to make sure we only put integers in there, and as soon as you divide by 2, you are using a real number. So what I did was I just rounded, and round will round off, and there won't be any decimals. Round returns an integer data type, and there we have the new percentages of everybody. And you can also go here now and calculate the average of all marks. Okay, so the average has gone up, and then you can go to put in 50, all marks greater than 50, etc., etc. So I think that's enough. I want you to try and do all of that by yourself without looking, and we'll see you next time.